Good morning and welcome back to Coffee Break. So it's officially midwinter.
Yep. Kind of getting hammered with snow. I mean, the Northeast coast has it worse than we do.
Yeah.
But still, there's snow on the ground. It's cold. It's kind of gross.
Dark and gloomy.
Yeah, like the last thing you want to do is be spending a lot of time outside right now.
Yeah. So I'm especially thankful this time of year for my pellet stove because I can just turn that on and make this room really cozy. And literally this weekend I sat in there next to the pellet stove reading for 5 hours straight.
That sounds great. That's what you need to do when it's this time of year in the middle of winter. You need to make the inside as cozy as possible.
Right. And obviously the way to do that is with books.
Obviously.
So what have you been reading this midwinter?
Oh, so this actually just came out new September of last year. Yeah. And it's called Beastly Bones, and this is the sequel to Jacoby. I actually talked about this in one of our earlier episodes from last year. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, this is a really fun midwinter read because, it's just the kind of story that's, fun and interesting and lots of plot twists, and you can just, dive right in and get swept up in it. And, this is a good thing to curl up with for hours on end, you know?
Yeah, it sounds like it.
It's basically Doctor Who meets Sherlock Holmes.
Which sounds epic.
Right? But, for middle grade and YA readers, it's just, I don't know, it's a really fun, interesting read.
This time of year, I kind of like to look through our backlist because there's still, a few titles that I haven't, read all the way through yet, you know?
Right.
And so I found The Cricket Winter.
Oh, yeah.
Which, pretty much as soon as I started reading into it, really reminded me of, I loved this series when I was little. I think there were two different series that were actually similar. There were The Littles and The Borrowers. And they're both, the concept of, this little family, literally little, living in, the nooks and crannies of a house, you know, kind of between the floorboards kind of thing. And so, The Borrowers, they find, these forgotten items from the the big family of the house and kind of use it. They have, thimbles and, breadcrumbs and stuff.
I mean, it's an interesting explanation for, where did my extra sock go?
Exactly, yeah. So Cricket Winter is a similar idea. So there's a cricket that's a main character that kind of holes up in the house for the winter. Mm-hmm. And then there's also the perspective of the boy who lives in the house. And so it kind of goes a little bit back and forth. And it's just fun because even the characters are holding up for the winter. So it feels really cozy.
Yeah, you feel that sense of camaraderie with them.
Right.
Nice.
Right, yeah.
That's actually kind of why I chose this book, Less Than Perfect Peace. Mm-hmm. I have read this before, but it actually starts off in the middle of this terrible blizzard, right? They just got 20 inches of snow or whatever, but it was her mom's opening day for this shop. She was
so excited.
Going to open it. Yeah, exactly. It was the grand opening, and so she's nope, nothing's stopping me. And so they go traipsing out in the blizzard, and they get lost a block and a half away from their house. And they can't find their way home, they're just wandering around in the blizzard. So it just illustrates that kind of sense of winter, right? Mm-hmm. Just the snow taking over everything and people having to hole up inside.
Yeah.
And it illustrates it really beautifully. So yeah, it's kind of, I mean, like you said, you're in it with the characters. This is what I'm going through.
I think one of the things that I do love about winter and winter in stories is that even if it's a historical novel, winter is kind of the great equalizer. With all of our technology, some things have changed, but you can still get snowed in today, you're still debilitated by a blizzard.
Yeah, if the power goes out, I mean, that's it.
Right.
Yeah. So what was your other book? Do you have another one?
Yeah, so kind of for younger audiences, I love the book Persephone. I've talked about this before, but it's been a while. Mm-hmm. And this is sort of a myth of how winter came to be, which is just kind of fun to think about. It makes it feel I don't know, really like adventurous and kind of like, oh, this is the reason and we have to get through it kind of thing. So in case you're not familiar, Persephone, the myth is that Persephone gets kidnapped by Hades, and then her mother is just like devastated and makes the whole world winter until she can find her daughter. And then she finds her, but Hades tricks Persephone into having to live with him for 3 months of the year. And thus, winter is that long. So, because her mother is always mourning when Persephone is gone. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of fun to have like a reason, I guess, for why we have winter. And
stupid just, Hades.
right. Yeah, and kind of like imagine like either being Persephone's family, like missing her during winter, or imagining yourself like as Persephone.
So if you have books that you enjoy reading in the winter, you know, books that you like to cozy up with and everything, let us know in the comments. We would love to hear your suggestions.
Thanks for joining us. Stay warm out there, and we'll see you next week.
This is actually set during the Cold War. Get it? Cold winter. Ah!